State Capture Commission held an evening session on Tuesday to conclude the cross-examination of Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan by former SARS Commissioner Tom Moyane's legal team. If you watched, you'll remember it concluded on a heated note, with Advocate Dali Mpofu telling Gordhan's counsel to shut up. Now, the Deputy Chief Justice is making a statement live this afternoon. Let's listen in.
I see exactly what happened. And it seems to me that as chairperson of this commission, it is imperative that I address this matter. Many things may have happened during those proceedings in the evening session that maybe should not have happened, and maybe there may be certain statements that also may have been made that maybe should not have been made. But I'm not going to deal with all of them. I'm going to deal with those that I regard as the most serious. This commission is established in terms of the Constitution of our Republic. It is a presidential commission. It was established by the former president, Mr. Zuma. I was asked to chair it, and I agreed because I regarded its work as very important for our country and for our democracy. It has been sitting for just over 3 years. And during this time, many people have appeared before it, including lawyers, attorneys, and advocates. Many people have sought to assist this commission, for which we are very grateful. And many lawyers who have appeared before this commission have conducted themselves in an acceptable way. That is not to say there have been no incidents that were not acceptable and that one would have preferred not to have happened. But by and large, the overwhelming majority of people who appear before the commission cooperate with the commission, show respect to the commission, show respect to one another. Sometimes, of course, tensions rise, but on the whole, everyone manages to ensure that the proceedings of the commission continue. I'm grateful to all of those who show respect to this commission and to show respect to others who have a role to play in this commission. On Tuesday evening, Mr. Mpofu, who, as I have said, appeared for Mr. Tom Moyane, told counsel for Mr. Gordhan to shut up. He also told Mr. Gordhan to shut up. I have never had any lawyer in any court proceedings, in any commission or forum, tell another lawyer to shut up, or a witness. The General Council of the Bar of South Africa, Uniform Rules of Professional Conduct, provide under the heading Duties regarding cross-examination of witnesses. Rule 3.3.5, in all cases, it is the duty of the advocate to guard against being made the channel for questions which are only intended to insult or annoy either the witness or any other person, and to exercise his own judgment, both as to the substance and form of the question put. Rule 4.12 reads, and the heading is ill-feeling and personalities between counsel. Clients, not counsel, are the litigants. Whatever may be the ill-feeling existing between clients, it should not be allowed to influence counsel in their conduct and demeanor towards each other or towards suitors in the case. All personalities between counsel should be scrupulously avoided. In the trial of a cause, it is improper to allude to the personal history or the personal peculiarities or idiosyncrasies of counsel on the other side. Such conduct cannot be tolerated. It impacts upon the dignity of the Commission and is taken in a serious light, not least because the proceedings of this Judicial Commission of Inquiry are televised to the public. Given the matters that are being investigated by the Commission, it is to be expected that those who appear before it would make serious allegations and that these are quite firmly and passionately denied. That there may be animosity between accuser and defender in certain cases is to be expected. However, both witnesses and implicated persons are entitled to engage legal practitioners to assist them. This gives legal practitioners, namely practicing attorneys or advocates, an opportunity to assist the Commission in its work in the cause of protecting their clients' interests or rights. That opportunity, however, comes with certain responsibilities. A legal practitioner is required at the very minimum to ensure that the decorum befitting the forum in which she or he appears is jealously maintained, and that his or her conduct does not bring the forum in question into disrepute. I record my extreme concern that that did not happen during some of the exchanges on Tuesday evening. Not only was disrespect shown to some of the people in the hearing, but also it was shown to the Commission and to me as the chairperson. My task as the chairperson is not made any easier when legal representatives fall short of what their noble profession requires of them. Incidentally, the same considerations apply to public figures. All persons who are given a platform at the Commission, whether as a witness or an implicated person or as a legal practitioner, have a duty to the public and indeed to our democracy to ensure that they engender public confidence in processes such as those being followed at the Commission, and that they maintain minimum standards of conduct and decorum expected of them when they are in a forum such as this. I want to make it clear that in any meeting or forum where there is a chairperson, it is the duty of that chairperson to make sure that the proceedings of that meeting or forum are conducted in a smooth manner. That is also my duty as chairperson of this commission. It is my right and obligation to make sure that I allow somebody who needs to be allowed the opportunity to speak, but it is my right to determine when they may speak. It is my right to determine how long they may speak. It is my right to determine when they must stop speaking, so that I give somebody else a chance, or so that the proceedings may continue. Mr. Mpofu was told by me to sit down at a certain stage towards the end of the proceedings. He was not the first legal practitioner that I told to sit down in this commission. I have a clear recollection that I've told Mr. Berry SC, who represents Mr. Koko in this commission, a few times to sit down. I remember that I've told Ms. Mbanjwa, who represents Ms. Memela in these proceedings, to sit down. And I think I've told a certain attorney also, whose name I cannot remember, to sit down. It is my duty to make sure that these proceedings, the proceedings of this commission, continue in a smooth manner. And where I need to ensure that somebody speaks, I will decide that that person will speak and I will allow him or her. But where I decide that that person has said enough, or that that person should be heard at another time, I am the one who will decide that. No legal practitioner, including Mr. Mpofu, has a right to begin to tell any other person in this commission to shut up. That power belongs to the chairperson of the commission, and even I will not use the words shut up. That conduct is unacceptable to this commission, and it is important that the public and other legal practitioners should know that this conduct is not acceptable in this commission. As I've indicated, there may be other utterances or conduct, but I've decided to focus on the most serious utterances that were made that day. I may have to consider in due course what to do in the future if a witness or an implicated person or his or her lawyer is not prepared to subject themselves to the authority and instructions of the chairperson. The right to cross-examine is granted to an implicated person by me on the understanding that that implicated person and his or her legal representative will subject themselves to the directions of the chairperson during the proceedings. The right to cross-examine and the right to re-examine They are all part of the right to be heard. The right to be heard is not absolute. The right to be heard is not absolute. The right to cross-examine that is only granted by the chairperson after applying his mind to an application for cross-examination is granted on the understanding that the implicated person and his or her legal representative will subject themselves to the authority of the chairperson. Where everyone or anyone can stand up and tell other people in the proceedings to shut up and not rather request the chairperson to ask the other person to please keep quiet while they speak, if that is allowed, then there will only be chaos in proceedings of this commission. And that I will not allow, irrespective of who does it. I thought that it is important that I address this issue quite clearly so that anybody in the future who contemplates doing it knows quite well what my attitude is and what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. That is all I wanted to say about the events of Tuesday evening.